Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
UPM India, one of India's leading exhibition organizers, launched the India Pharma Week in Mumbai recently. The event marked the 10th anniversary of CPHI and P-MEC India 2016, its flagship event and one of the largest pharma exhibitions in South Asia. Over the next 1 hour, we will bring you the major highlights from this marquee event. The inauguration of the India Pharma Week was followed by the Pre-Connect Congress that set the week-long activities in motion. Here are some of the highlights from the inaugural session.
We are celebrating a week-long festival, the India Pharma Week, a platter of 10 trend-setting events across the city of Mumbai. The expo has transformed itself from a 3-day exhibition now to a marquee show of a week. Focusing on 6 key pillars: business, knowledge, innovation, leadership, recognition and networking in the field of pharma, India Pharma Week will be a melting pot of ideas and a wholesome knowledge-sharing avenue. It will also provide the key stakeholders a chance to interact, align, partner, team, share, as well as identify key opportunities for their business unfolding in the developing as well as the emerging pharma markets in the world. At UPM India, we are honored to be the catalyst of this change for the pharma industry, equally supported by the doyens and innovators of this sector. The Pre-Connect Congress, which is starting today, is perfect way we felt to kickstart the week-long activities in motion. It will provide the market watchers a chance to learn what is happening new in this sector, the trending topics of the India's pharma sector, including issues to do with mergers and acquisitions, quality compliance, how good it will be for making in India from the pharma perspective, and many others to be discussed by the thought leaders of the industry.
But by way of introduction of this year's historic week, I would like to reflect on why events like CPHI and P-MEC India, but also other networking and meetings with customers in person remain so integral to the business and partnerships that drive pharma. Many don't actually realize it, but over the last 2 years alone, over 90% of the world's electronic data was created. And therefore, there's a wealth of information to consume in an ever-changing number of mediums. And so because of this wealth of information, you can call it maybe the noise of the digital age, meeting and nurturing the right partners is a fundamental need that is absolutely critical to any pharma business ongoing success. Hence, the creation of the India Pharma Week. So this week is really an opportunity for our industry to face bring together its collective mind and to filter this noise of the digital age and focus on many pressing needs. So as already mentioned by Mr. Mudras, it's a very special year for CPHI and P-MEC India. It's the event's 10th anniversary, and we wanted to mark this occasion with a grander, more thorough event, which is representative of the dynamic strides that we have made and will be made in the future.
The launch event served as an opportunity for global players to learn about Indian pharma's regulatory requirements, growth and emerging segments for future businesses. There were a series of panel discussions on various trending topics related to the pharmaceutical sector.
Mr. Milind, to tell something about the unconventional method, possibility to export, the possibility of exports in an unconventional way. Because everybody will know the conventional methods.
Let's start with the most unconventional which we are feeling, experiencing for last maybe a year now, the Patanjali way. And that's what the Make in India. We did not have a single woman in advertisement and still maybe 5,500 crore already. So, and the quality speaks for itself. So that's what Indian generic industry, what we have been doing already. But sticking to the quality, adhering to the quality, upgrading in the quality, that's the conventional but pretty unconventionally marketing that can be the first unconventional way.
Recently, I remember that there was a delegation from government of Rajasthan to Moscow with the slogan "Make in Rajasthan" under this "Make in India" plan. And when I was attending the conference, I realized that the Russian counterparts were kind of more eager in convincing the Indians that come and make in Russia. So there's a lot of conflict of interest. But then I realized that end of the day, there can be, we can coexist. While Russians can come and make here their Sukhois and the nuclear plants, we Indians have a great expertise, great technical know-how in pharmaceutical manufacturing. We can go and put up our plants there.
As a pharma company in India, probably we have to have more of a balanced approach, both as a strategic aspect and also more of a business plan to have a balance between highly regulated market as well as the pharma emerging market.
India already has arrived in the center stage of pharmaceutical business. And India has come a long way. It used to be around $6 billion in 2005. And from there, it is already $30 billion. And by 2020, it could move anywhere between $50 to $55 billion. The growth has come because of the entrepreneurs of India, the scientists of India, and partly also because of the patent legislations which allow India to develop products and be there. On a global business, pharmaceutical business would move down to $1.3 trillion by 2030.
I have been associated with the Pre-Connect Congress from the last 4 or 5 years, and I've seen the level of the organization, the level of the way the programs are conducted has been raised substantially over the last 4 or 5 years. This is one place where I would say this is a one-stop shop for the person in the pharmaceutical industry or an allied industry to come and get overall experience of technology, innovation, management, insights into the challenges of the pharmaceutical industry, and the possible solutions. So I would say that this is a very big event in the pharmaceutical industry, and I'm very happy that I'm associated with such a mega event in India.
At India Pharma CPHI, in industry, your business grows when you have a better connection with your industry peers. So when you come to CPHI India, you always meet up new companies. There are always potential that you can work with these new partners that you get connected to at CPHI. I mean, we have always got something positive out of CPHI. It's never a waste of time.
It is a great opportunity, global opportunity of people coming together and sharing the experience, and it certainly has added to the growth of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. And I'm sure this year's week-long event is going to take it to the next level, because the scope is wide. There are a number of conferences and panel discussions are happening, cutting across different aspects. And I'm sure this will be, again, as useful as it has been earlier.
The second day of the event started with the Women in Pharma Power Breakfast session that addressed the fact that despite advancements, women still comprise only 15% of the total workforce in the Indian pharma industry. Here are some reactions from the top women representing the India pharma sector.
So I think it was a very enriching session. This was probably the first that I have been part of, and as I understand, this was probably the first ever in the industry. I think it's very important to bring like-minded people like women in pharma together in order to discuss what are the issues and what could be potential solutions. I think it's also very important to learn from each other.
I was really happy to see a hall full of women early in the morning, and I think the discussions were very, very productive, and I'm hoping that the organizers continue to hold more such events. It is a great event for learning, sharing and networking.
It was a wonderful initiative by CPHI UBM team. I heartfully congratulate them. First of a kind in India. I urge, in fact, UBM to conduct more such sessions.
I think this was a great networking opportunity, and I feel that this will help the women in pharma to bond together and maybe form a network which will benefit the women in the industry.
And I must commend UBM for organizing an excellent event today. Their choice of speakers, their choice of panelists and the agenda was all very well thought through.
The India Pharma Awards, a platform to recognize and celebrate the excellence, achievements and innovations of the pharma industry stalwarts, was held in the evening of the second day. Here are the major highlights from that event.
A very good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to P-MEC Compacting presents India Pharma Awards 2016. Today we gather here to honor and recognize the contributions, innovations and excellence of the market leaders in the pharma space. So ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed with the awards, I would like to invite on stage the man who leads UBM India, the very dynamic Mr. Yogesh Mudras, Managing Director, UBM India, for the welcome speech.
A warm welcome on behalf of UBM India to the 4th edition of Pharma Awards. It's a very special evening for all of us. This awards, the Pharma Awards, this year presents itself in a rather interesting manner. It's in its 4th edition, as I said. It stands formidable in its own right. But it's still a very special year for us, as it lends light to another special occasion for us, as our flagship event CPHI and P-MEC is celebrating the 10th edition. It's a 10th anniversary for all of us, and on the behalf of the celebrations, we are launching the India Pharma Week. And this event, India Pharma Awards, is one of the showcase events of this Pharma Week. As we all know, India has also maintained a lead in the pharmaceutical exports year on year. And the growth this year has been around 12%, with a total revenue generated of $, nearly 13 billion in financial year 2015-16. Spurred by this legacy of innovation and achievement, it is extremely gratifying for all of us to see that the number of nominations for the India Pharma Awards this year has also grown to nearly 210 awards nominations this year, which is a 65% growth over last year. It shows that the awards have come to stay in this industry and are really well appreciated by the industry. I'm sure you'll enjoy the evening as much as we at UBM India have enjoyed it in putting up together. Thank you and have a great evening ahead.
And ladies and gentlemen, we all need to put our hands together and felicitate our jury members. To give away the first award of this evening, I would like to once again invite on stage Mr. Yogesh Mudras, Managing Director, UBM India Private Limited, and Mr. Dinesh, Director, P-MEC Compacting, Director Services, P-MEC Compacting. Give them a big hand, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Award goes to Microlabs Limited.
Present the next award for the category Excellence in Brand Product Others. And the winner is
Harry Healthcare Private Limited.
Next up, we have the award for the category of Excellence in Contract Manufacturing.
Alchem Drugs and Pharmaceuticals Limited. Give them a round of applause.
Now it's time to announce the award for the category of Excellence in Health and Safety. Ladies and gentlemen, and the award goes to...
Happy to announce Lupin Limited.
Moving forward, it's time to announce the award for the category Excellence in Pharmaceutical Machinery Instrument.
And the award goes to ACG Inspection Systems Private Limited.
Moving forward, it's time to announce the award for the category Excellence in Supply Chain Management and Logistics. And the winner is...
Award goes to Dr. Reddy's Laboratory Limited.
It's time to announce the award for the category Operational Excellence. And the winner is?
The winner for the Operational Excellence Award is Lupin Limited.
Let's move on to the next set of category, which is Excellence in Corporate Social Responsibility. And the winner is?
It's Sun Pharmaceuticals Limited.
It is Sun Pharmaceutical Industries Limited. The next set of category, ladies and gentlemen, is Excellence in Export Promotion. And the winner is?
It is Hetero Labs Limited.
We'll move on to the next one. That is Excellence in Patient Engagement. And the winner is?
Dr. Reddy's Laboratories Limited.
The next category is Excellence in Pharma IT Technology. And the winner is?
Very glad to announce the Excellence in Pharma IT Technology goes to Aurobindo.
The next category is Excellence in Marketing, Prescription Drugs, and the winner is?
The winner is Johnson India. Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson & Johnson Private Limited. The next category is Excellence in Marketing Others, and the award goes to?
Abbott India Limited. Congratulations.
The next category is Excellence in HR, and the award goes to?
The award goes to Aurobindo Pharma Limited.
Now we move on to the next set of award categories, which is UBM Initiative Recognition, and I would request Mr. Apurva Kumar, Group Head UBM India, to please share some insights on the category.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, based on UBM initiatives, based on the external consultant point of view, we are very, very happy to honor a company which is a subsidiary of Alchem Laboratories, is close to top 1,000 companies or pharma company in India, does business across 30 top export locations of India. We are very, very happy to give away the award to the top management of Cashe Pharmaceuticals Private Limited. Now, the second category, which is very interesting, turnkey projects. It is said that every third drug which is consumed in US is manufactured by an Indian company. To give away awards, a huge round of applause to the Doshi Consultant Group. Moving on to the third category. In this, we're trying to look at the leading manufacturers in IV fluids and finished formulations, which is a very critical element of the pharmaceutical industry. A huge round of applause to the Aishwarya team. The last segment of awards, and it cannot be completed talking about the delivery and the safety system for injectable drugs, which is the future of the Indian economy and globally. Who can it be else than the team of West Pharmaceuticals Limited?
And now we move ahead with the third set of categories, which is jury-based recognition. And the first category is Emerging Leader of the Year. And the winner is?
The Emerging Leader Award goes to Mr. Rajiv Nana Penny.
He's not here, but we have a representative on its behalf who will collect his award. And now let's move ahead with the next award category, which is Business Leader of the Year. We'll request Mr. Vinod Kalani to please join us on stage. The next category is Woman Leader of the Year. And the winner is
Aditi Kare.
Let's move ahead to the next category, that is Special Jury Recognition. And the winner is
Dr. Appaji Rao.
The last category is the Lifetime Achievement Award.
So the Lifetime Achievement Award for the 4th edition of India Pharma Week goes to none other than Mr. Cyrus Poonawalla.
Due to prior commitments, he could not make it this evening. I would request S.P. Veeramani to please come up on stage and collect this award on behalf of Cyrus Poonawalla.
Primarily the reason of association with UVM and CPHI has been to get associated with the direct linkage of recognition of technology. This has been a great platform where we could recognize and get associated with people who appreciate and deliver excellence on a day-to-day basis.
We have been honored by UBM in the UBM Initiative Award for the leading IV fluid manufacturer, and I think it's a great platform for emerging companies like us because we get exposure and we are recognized by the who's and who's of the top pharma industry.
We won 2 prizes, 2 awards today, one for environment, health and safety and for operational excellence. And winning awards, we are representing the whole team of Lupin, which has worked so hard to get to this level. So I'm very proud for my team and whole of Lupin.
Awards are really rewarding and they are really motivating the people like us. We have come all the way from Indore and we think that this platform is very good for the people like us to provide a better services to the industry.
The 2016 edition of the India Pharma Week for the first time witnessed the introduction of Pharma Leaders Golf. This event witnessed some of the key pharma leaders teeing off under the winter sun, providing networking and business opportunities.
Well, the idea today is to give a little bit of relaxation, but also to facilitate some more networking and some learning and some kind of matchmaking with the people that we have here at CPHI and P-MEC India this week.
This initiative of getting this kind of network is different. It's a good start.
Pharma is very important to the economy of India. The Indian pharmaceutical companies and also the pharmaceutical machinery companies are some of the leading companies in the world. And this highlights the expertise that they have for the pharma business, which is ever growing.
It was a sheer delight, very nice, well organized. It's a 24-karat enjoyment, I would say.
CPHI P-MEC India is South Asia's largest pharma event and an international event which brought together over 35,000 pharma professionals from over 95 countries.
This year we have got 1,300 exhibitors, over 1,300 exhibitors, and we are expecting at least 40,000 plus crowd in both the venues.
India Pharma Week is the biggest celebration India or Asia
Japan has ever witnessed. Welcome to the celebration.
For the first time, the exhibition was held simultaneously in 2 different venues in Mumbai. One of the locations for the event was the Bombay Exhibition Centre, which had many exhibitors displaying their latest offering. We met up with a few exhibitors to understand what they had on offer. Here are some snippets.
So on display are basically our entire portfolio of products that go into formulation manufacturing, and we like to focus on all the new products that are developed and new technologies that emanate from all these excipient companies. So these are for different kinds of drug delivery systems, different kinds of formulation techniques. So more and more niche applications where conventional products really do not work. It's the only platform where customers, R&D scientists from formulation, from pharma companies, they get exposed and they understand as to what exactly is available, what's happening, who are the people behind it, and what kind of support they can derive. So it's a perfect meeting place for all stakeholders in the pharmaceutical formulation business.
This time we have some polyols. We have especially cellulose polymer. They are mainly used for a vegetable capsule. We have new products in other CMC polymers, which will help customer to make formulation, especially anti-diabetic, more affordable and more competitive ways, because the products are coming, many formulations are coming under DTCO. You cannot meet all the customer around your Asia Pacific region. So it is good that at one platform you are able to meet all the clients at sitting at one place.
We are suppliers of excipients, intermediates, APIs. So we cover all the major ingredients to the pharma industry. We do our own technical team, marketing team, our own application lab. So we try to provide solutions, not only the products as such, along with how to use the products.
CPHI and P-MEC 2016. This is the best of all, with the 1,300 exhibitors participating, and people from more than 250 countries also are participating in the event. And this is being held in two areas, in the BKC and BEC also. I think this speaks volumes of the event, the size of the event.
The other location for the exhibition was MMRDA grounds, located at the Bandra Kurla complex. The exhibition at this venue featured domestic and international exhibitors. Apart from the exhibition, there was also the CPHI Innovation Gallery that provided an opportunity for companies to showcase their revolutionary and original products. Here are some innovations that were on display at the event.
All our brands which we have, so the Quattro brand, Fitzpatrick, Matcon, as well as Microfluidics, which are the 4 of our brands, we have shown. In fact, today morning we launched the new product, the SLS, which is a lab system. We have one more product, which is a new product, which you can see on the back. That's also a new launch. We are doing it in India, first time in this show. So it's an important, very important place for us.
We have basically put up with a CO2 incubator, then we've got an incubator shaker, and of course on the left side you can see that's a fermenter, and here we have got a reverse laminar flow VBE system. These are all manufactured in Singapore, Bintan Islands, and we are marketing this product here.
Here we are offering the solutions for pharma industry like API and bulk drugs, as well as the formulation segment. We have a range of filtration fabrics which are mainly used for active pharma ingredients as well as for fluid bed dryers. We have a complete range of garments which are used in clean room applications and for specific anti-static characteristics.
Our product is like this white paper carton boxes for medicine, for food and electronic products.
The last event of the India Pharma Week was the CEO Roundtable that featured some of the industry thought leaders from the Indian pharma companies engaged in a closed-door discussion on the topic driving radical growth to make India a pharma superpower. The key pointers discussed were to be compiled into a white paper report for policymakers. After the closed-door session, there was an open forum with select group of panelists that was held on the same topic. Here are some highlights of the event.
Ranga, I would start with you. $300 billion industry by 2030. Someone alluded that it's very easy to reach 230 billion, 225 billion with the rate of growth that we are at. If we talk of all the pharma companies, exports, or the domestic market. But do you think $300 billion is really aspirational, and do we need big disruptions to achieve that?
Okay, it is disruption, all right. I mean, it's not going to be the vanilla growth of 11% to achieve the $300 billion. We need to get back to our knitting. We need to get back to our roots. And by that I mean, we need to get back to being the pioneers in fermentation. We need to become self-dependent on fermented products. And this is an area which we have ignored, and that's being disruptive again. Point number two, no way are we going to grow so much with 130 crore people unless we make insurance compulsory. Point number three is we need to take the help of academia. It cannot be industry alone is going to do this. There has to be an industry-academia partnership, which has to be in all spheres. I mean, in terms of somebody spoke about skill development, somebody spoke about manufacturing, innovation, whatever you say. I think these are the clear areas which we need to work on to, and last but not the least, I mean, you need to reach out to the rural areas. That's where you need to go to get the real, growth in terms of 300 billion.
I would come to you, Mr. Shah. How does companies or the Indian industry look at, the $300 billion target? Are there any mid-term, short-term, long-term goals that we need to define for the industry to achieve that target? The policy disruptions would always happen. How does the industry look at these goals?
Well, the industry has taken in stride all the policy disruptions. You lived through the worst of the times and still continue to grow. Unless you have a health infrastructure to use medicines can't reach the rural market. Now, we would see this transformation in the next 5 years based on what government has promised and is taking steps in terms of developing the infrastructure. And that would open up the market without depending on any other government policies, but just the development of infrastructure. That includes new medical colleges, the population of number of doctors coming out will increase, so all this will happen. In the medium term, I would see increasingly more and more Indian companies, the large companies, looking at complex generics, NDDS products, which may require special additional trials for approval in the regulated markets, and that would change the trajectory of growth, better price realization. Thirdly, in a little longer term, I see between now and 2020, at least 3 to 4 original research molecules coming out from the large Indian companies. And that would be re-rating of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. And one short-term challenge which we see the signs of it being overcome is quality issues. We see very clear sign that we can not only overcome and meet the compliance, but we can also be the benchmark of global quality. So this is what would really drive the growth of Indian pharma industry.
Let me bring in Mr. Mudda. Sir, how do you look at, if we talk of innovation, everyone says that India has the capability, but we've not been able to do NCEs. One reason is definitely because we are very new to it. It's only been 15, 16 years that we are into NCE development. But do you think that's the bigger issue, or the issue is taking that NCE to the drug level and to market it? Where do you think India can disrupt in this phase?
Clearly, going forward to reach the 300 billion target, focus has to be on the NCEs. There has to be an overall environment in which the innovation is encouraged into this field. And there have been a number of examples of NCs not being so successful over a period of last few years. But that is not the reason why we will not be there. So I think with the industry's focus going forward on NCs and government regulations which will encourage in terms of investments, in terms of opportunities, I think we'll be able to do that.
Mr. Mudras, if you could add to that point of innovation from that perspective, of incremental innovation, of using different models to, expand into markets where we haven't yet entered.
So I think the smaller companies, as you see, are actually strapped for funds. So once they innovate up to a point, beyond that, the further research needs the funding support. I think that's where I see a lot of M&As happening, which we see and in the pharma sector, and that's helped for the growth of pharma industry in India. And that should be one of the core strengths of pharma industry if we are actually looking at the pharma industry reaching somewhere close to $300 billion mark by year 2030.
How do we look at it, Dr. Dua, if I talk to you about the API industry? Why have we not been able to come around this disruption in API from the industry side? Why is it that we are still looking at government to provide us with subsidies for us to become a competitor as far as APIs is concerned?
Our variable cost of manufacturing of an API in India is higher than the selling price of the Chinese APIs. Now, what's the reason for that? The whole world knows about it. WTO has set up various investigations in China. How do they do it? There are three factors for that. Number one, majority of the API companies, except Hisense and a couple of others in the private sector, are owned by NCPCs, CSPCs of the world, which are absolutely 100% government owned. So they do what they do, the kind of accounting standards, the variable costing, the fixed costs, overheads allocation, and things of that nature. Nobody knows about it. So let's have the regulatory mechanism in place. Let's have the quality in place from the industry's perspective. But let the government also go initiate a discussion and an investigation through WTO. How is it that they are able to sell at a price which is not even my variable cost, even less than that? So unless the industry makes money, a reasonable return on investment in the API side, things are going to be very difficult. And the future of the Indian formulation for the domestic consumption, which is a very robust consumption. Mind you, only 33% of Indian population gets covered under quality medicines. The rest 67%, particularly in the rural areas, right, does not get quality medicines.
I'll bring in Keval here. Keval, how do you think we can, use e-pharmacies? We don't really have regulations in place, and the government and the audience at large is also very wary of buying medicines online. But do you think that's an disruptive innovation that can, change the way we look at rural markets and push up sales?
Now, e-commerce is one way to reach out to a larger population. But anything you do without having a right ecosystem and infrastructure, which what DG alluded to, is going to be a disaster. We need to strengthen our primary care centers first. Because unless you diagnose properly, unless you write prescription properly, e-commerce will be misused at the rural side. And therefore, that's a big risk, I think, we are carrying it. So you need to strengthen your ecosystem through the primary care centers. You need to strengthen your district hospitals and your community centers. And one way of doing it, again, is through technology. Using technology to serve rural people through the primary care centers to district centers, and even doing complex diagnosis through mobile can be done today. I think they need to have a will to do that. And once you do that, then it's only the delivery part of the medicine comes through e-commerce. But don't substitute e-commerce for the health of the rural population. That's the most risky thing that you will be going to do.
Before I wrap up this conversation on driving radical growth to make India a pharma superpower, to all my panelists, one brief line on what according to you would be radical. Ranga.
Prevention and wellness is an area which we need to focus on rather than the therapeutic areas.
Mr. Shah?
I'm looking forward to a new NC coming out of the Indian industry.
That will be radical.
In my opinion, Prime Minister's great idea and robust implementation of Jan Aushadhi, wait and watch.
Okay. Mr. Handa.
Of course, the new Lipitor or Vigaras would be very radical.
from India. Mr. Mudras, radical to you.
For me, it will be the partnerships with the SMEs which are there. Any SMEs which could be picked up by any of those MNC or the bigger pharmaceutical companies, and that would definitely bring some innovation to the sector.
Okay. Mr. Mudda.
Yes. So one last point on compliance is being equated to quality because of the excessive focus on the regulatory compliances. I think we have to de-link these two things. Quality is different than compliance. Point number one. Patient-focused quality attributes to be built into that. And there is nothing better that is provided in the ICH-Q10. The objective of an organization should be to set up a system that will allow you to deliver, mark the words, allow you to deliver products which have attributes to meet patients' requirement, healthcare segment, regulators, internal and external customers.
So it's innovation, it's taking different marketing models, going into prevention, not only focusing on treatments. And obviously, accessibility we keep talking about. We need to figure the model out of how we actually reach out to those markets, especially the rural ones. And compliance certainly is what will be the overarching theme if we in India and the Indian industry really wants to become a superpower. This was the key takeaway that I took from the conversations. I hope you all had a good time listening to the panelists here, debating and discussing on how India could become a superpower.
There couldn't have been a better theme than what you thought about. I personally felt absolutely delighted and excited to be contributing to this wonderful theme, which has been carved out by UBM. I think it's a great service to the pharmaceutical industry in the country.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.